Hello, and very happy to see you on our channel. Today we give you a piece of breaking news from People magazine. Meghan Markle is annoyed because she is uncomfortable and embarrassed Prince Harry. Do you think Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, is proud of Prince Harry's military service? Honestly, most wives would be incredibly proud, but there's room for only one star in that relationship, and it isn't the erstwhile prince. So no, Meghan probably doesn't even give his military service two thoughts. In fact, the biggest indicator of how she feels about Harry's military service came into play when it was time for him and her to attend a memorial service for the Royal Marines. It coincided with the film premiere in London of The Lion King. Meghan didn't want to attend a dull and boring to her service memorializing Marines who died in service to their country. It wasn't her country, so what? Meghan wanted to go and see Beyonce and Jay-Z, who, by the way, entered the building after Meghan and Harry, which is bad royal protocol. I know, Bae thinks she's a queen. She isn't. Harry and Meghan should have waited for the celebs to enter, and then they would enter afterwards. I can tell you that Prince William and Catherine went to New York City for a weekend years ago. Beyonce and Jay-Z treated them incredibly respectfully. Bae and Jay knew they were in the presence of true royalty, and one can only tell by watching their interaction that the true royals were treated differentially. Incredibly so. Why it was a big to-do when LeBron James placed his arms around Catherine's shoulders. No, no, no. But at the film premiere, Queen Bey was treated like a queen, with Meghan acting as if she were in the presence of greatness. Love, you were the royal, so act like it. Let them fawn over you. Instead, even Beyonce looked aghast at hearing Prince Harry ask the head of Disney for a job for his wife. That is not how real royals act, and everyone in the world knows this. All. The other clear indicator that Meghan doesn't give a rat's you-know-what about Harry's military service, will join the ranks of everyone's thoughts on that now too, was when the Royal Marines all stood and gave Harry, just Harry, a standing ovation. The applause was for him. It was them being kind to Harry because he didn't deserve the ovation, but Meghan thought it was for her too. In fact, she stood next to Harry in the same color red, which matched Harry's military dress, and she didn't applaud her husband. Meghan stood there looking so proud of herself, there in her red dress, standing next to the man she emasculated, with everyone in the room noticing the way she pushed and pulled on his hands, arms, and back, and Meghan accepted their applause. It's the closest she will ever get to an awards show. So this was her moment too, apparently. Meghan heard applause, and it didn't seem to occur to her that her husband might have done something on his own that earned the applause. Meghan was born to accept applause. She's that special in the psychopathic mind of hers. No empathy for others, it's not there. No understanding that other people can do pretty special things without her, and they deserve applause. Her applause. Trying explaining it to the ditzy Duchess. She didn't get it that night, and then after leaving the event, she scolded and looked very angry in their special royal security car, where Harry looked adrift and bereft. But he really should have been in seventh heaven, because Meghan, the most special person in the whole world, was sitting next to him in a car. How lucky Harry must feel every day to breathe her air. Except Beyonce comes first, then Jay-Z, then Meghan. At least she buys into the whole Queen Bey thing. I don't know where Harry fits in her world. A little lower than she, a lot lower. As for those military honors, Meghan doesn't understand other people's accomplishments unless she is involved. She is the center of everyone's world. If they are lucky and blessed enough not to be ghosted, hated, or trivialized, I think Harry's military honors mean nothing to Meghan. It really is all about her. It was especially cringeworthy to see Meghan in her matching red dress and cape to Harry's uniform. Meghan was dressed inappropriately again. The dress was beautiful and she looked good, but totally inappropriate to match Harry's military uniform. She was out of line. Then she beamed with her own self-admiration while Harry was being applauded. She really is clueless. I always wondered how she knew where to look when a camera was being aimed in their direction. Wonder how often it was Harry's photo the photographer had in mind, but the little woman thought it was all for her. Looking back now, if one of the reasons that Meghan Markle wanted to leave the royal family was to be able to openly respond to the negative press, why isn't she doing it? Where is the follow-through? Was this reason the truth or a lie? The real reason Meghan Markle wanted to leave to royal family is because Meghan was never suited for the royal in the first place. Meghan was annoyed when she wasn't in control. Meghan was annoyed there were more power people, namely more powerful women, in her way. Meghan didn't want to play dress up and do meet and greets. Meghan didn't want to curtsy to anyone. Meghan never intended to play by the royal rules. Meghan was clever to use the press as an excuse. She knew that by crying wolf about the big bad press, Harry would do anything to protect her. She played him like a fiddle. Meghan's current lawsuit against the press is not going as well as she planned. She's trying to get out of going to the trial in person and is requesting she joins on Zoom. Doubtful this will happen. Meghan jumps from one subject to the next, whatever flavor of the month it is. You know you can find Meghan pontificating with empty and shallow words. Meghan's current bandwagon is bashing social media and limiting freedom of speech. This is her attempt at lashing out at the press. Today they launched their Archwell site. It is a single bland page and looks like it was thrown together quickly in order to gain some traction with their most current cause, humane technology. But I will say this, I value truth, honesty, and integrity, none of which Meghan possesses. Meghan Markle epitomizes falseness, spin, and unabashed decisiveness. She knew exactly what she was doing when she married Harry, and it wasn't to hit the ground running as a senior royal. In addition, did Meghan Markle have another plastic surgery lately? Looking back over photos of Meghan over the years, one can see the changes. First thing I noticed, her teeth. At first one would think braces to close the gaps, but then when looking closer, the shape of some teeth have changed. Orthodontists could have a big boost in a person's self-esteem. I have known a few people who have their teeth fixed as adults, and it helped immensely with their self-image, a subtle change that can have a big impact. The next change, Meghan's nose. Again, this seems minimal, a slight narrowing at the base and tip. This surgery is one that a person notices something is different, but not sure what till a comparison. She had a second nose job, it seems, after the birth of Archie. After having Archie and moving to plastic surgery, USA, LA, one can see that she has had what appears to be lip fillers, Botox, and not sure, but her eyebrows seem slightly altered in the early videos she had put out. In the latest pictures found released ahead of the Women Empowerment, this is where I see the most radical changes. From the photos I have seen, it appears that she has had the apples of her cheeks enhanced a bit, and more noticeable the mole above her upper left corner of her mouth removed. Her use of makeup has dramatically increased. At the time of her wedding, she wore minimal makeup so her freckles shone through. If my memory is correct, Meghan had made a comment about how she loved her freckles and now she's covering them up. So much makeup makes her look fake and molded. The natural flaws we have are what makes us look like us. Meghan's toots about being secure is who she is. I beg to differ if she has to change what makes her, her. How about you? What do you think of Meghan Markle is annoyed because she is uncontrollable and embarrassed Prince Harry? Please let us know in the comments section below and discuss them together. And as always, come back to our channel for all the latest news on royal family Meghan and Harry right here. Thanks for watching and see you next video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Goodbye.